Hi, this is the Ivy League Astrologer with the video for February 2015 for Vedic Libras. So the first card out is the Eight of Cups in reverse. So that looks to me like you're returning to something, or maybe returning from a kind of internal journey. But I think it's returning to something that you have been trying to leave and which keeps calling you back. Yeah, something circular. Between you and another person. That needs your attention right now. And you may be kind of stuck in something else, you know? You may have some kind of other emotional pot boiling in the present, but you're going back to a past relationship because you need to. And this may be something where you're kind of just trying to catch up with somebody who's going through a hard time, who feels alone, who is, walking through some difficult times, walking a difficult path. And you are like, I am sorry I couldn't hear you before. Sorry I wasn't able to help you. I'm trying to be here now. And this person's like, yeah. I feel like this person is, maybe you haven't quite caught up to them yet. Maybe you're just kind of thinking about it and you haven't quite rung the bell that signifies your presence. Excuse my being so metaphorical, but that's kind of what I'm looking at, is like the Five of Pentacles and the bell around the person's neck. It seems like you're looking at this situation. I think that's what it is. You're looking at this situation, but you're not yet in like real time with this person at the beginning of the month anyway. You're considering what to do about it, and you're really looking at their situation for the first time, I think is what the deal is. Kind of being like, oh man, I just didn't know that's what it was. And I'm not sure that I can really help you, even though I want to help you, but like, I have my own stuff going on, but I want you to know that I care about you. But yeah, so it seems to me like you're kind of struggling with a problem like that, where you're trying to kind of reach out to someone, but you feel handicapped, you feel hobbled from doing it somehow. Or you're reaching out, but you know that there's more that is needed, but you don't feel able to give that at this time. Okay, so then I'm also getting like the Wheel of Fortune upright. So it seems like again, I'm feeling like there's a lot of things that you have to attend to. And right now, you're kind of being pointed in a particular direction because there's a situation that needs your attention right now. And you are aware of all this other stuff you need to deal with, and you're aware that it's coming up for you to deal with it. But right now, I feel like you're kind of in the position of being like a warrior on the battlefield, where you're like having this super sense of like all the things happening around you, but you can only get there by fighting one thing at a time. Like you have to have full focus on what you're doing in order to make it through the entire field alive, sort of. But so I feel like you will deal with these things, but right now your attention is elsewhere, even though this is a big energy for you this month. And this person may kind of come back at you. Like if you do make some kind of like token gesture, or if you do make like a small gesture and you're not able to fully follow it up, this person may sort of come back at you a little bit, like, just leave me alone, you know? Like, what is it that you want here? It may be just that this person is like in a place of dealing with their own internal stuff, that they really want that soothing, but they're not able to receive it right now because of struggles in their lives, because things are collapsing in a way that was unanticipated. And they have to focus, it's like their attention also has to be on this one thing in order to survive. So I feel like there's somebody that you want to make up with, but you're at slightly cross purposes right now, or just both of your lives are in a difficult period, so it's hard for you to do it exactly the way you want to do it. I would say don't sit like a king on your throne waiting for this person to come to you or waiting for them to tell you how to do it right. Submerge your pride, I think, is really what the lesson is there, or what the advice is there. Show your hurt side. Show your vulnerability. Show your shame if shame is what you're feeling. Show your hurt if you feel like you have been hurt by this person. Because that's going to rejuvenate the situation. That's going to give it life again. And that is going to be the way to sort of soothe this savage beast kind of thing. Yeah, don't walk away from it because it feels like too much. It feels like there's going to be a lot going on this month, so it's going to be hard to address it quite in the way that you want to, but I think if you stay with it, if you don't just try to leave it behind and like say, okay, well, it's a fucked up situation and it's just going to stay fucked up. Like, I wouldn't leave it at that, because I do think that there's a whole new start that can be had here that can be really healing for both parties. Try to keep things from the past. Try not to get overly emotional about it. I mean, that's hard when it's a big conflict, but try not to get overly emotional about it. Or try not to get too into like, well, I tried to do this, and like, well, I waited for you to do this. Like, I feel like that might be happening on the part of both parties in this conflict. They're like, I waited and waited for you. I provided this, I blah, blah. And you're like, well, I did, you know, and I think that's only going to keep you apart. That's not going to fix it. So you both have to be willing to let go of the past and to bloom again in the present, because that is readily available to you this month. Yeah. You have to let the struggle go and start anew. So open your arms to each other. You may have some suspicions about doing this. Like, really? Am I just going to get clunked over the head again if I do that? But I think it's actually solid ground. It's like you have a lot of fears about it, but outside of your fears is just green, beautiful stuff. Like, you don't even have to worry about it. You're worried about it because you've been hurt before, but you're stronger than you know, and this situation is calling you for a reason. There is vitality and life right around the corner from your concerns, from your worries. So if you can step outside of that, you can access this openness, this healing in this situation. That doesn't mean you have to rush into anything. It doesn't mean you have to be like, okay, well, now that we're friends again, or now that like we're lovers again, or whatever, let's just set this whole thing on fire. Let's do it. It's crazy. It's awesome. Let's hang out every day. It's like, yeah, no, you don't have to do that. You just, you know, yeah, I feel like that's going to burn it up, you know, like you don't want to go too fast with it. This, whatever this rejuvenated thing is, you don't want to go too fast with it. Just keep it kind of slow and steady. Yeah, it's a time to be satisfied with a little bit of progress. Or not in the sense of like, oh, this is the best I could do, I'm leaving it behind. But like, we have like, okay, we have like made this reunion, we've made this thing whole again. And there's a lot of other stuff that I might want here, but right now we're going to take it one thing at a time. So I feel like that's the advice, is like appreciate this wholeness that you have now, and the rest will come. But right now it's, you know, it's kind of a slow and steady wins the race situation. So I hope that's helpful for you for February Libras and Libra risings, Libra moons. Heavy 7th house people. Your Atma Karaka is in Libra. I do it all. So, yeah, I do personal readings if you're interested. My information is in the little box below. Please get in touch if you want to do that. And otherwise, have a happy February. Thank you.